What's going on YouTube? I'm back again to try to do a reaction video. I'm gonna see how it works out today. We're gonna talk about which car you think is better, M5 BMW or the Lexus F Sport that I drive. We're gonna do this video and see what you guys have to think about this. Uh, okay, so here is the video, and here's the video. Okay, I'm trying to look for the video. That's not the video. There's the video. I just had the video. Guys, and now I don't see it. So let's see if we can bring it up over here. It's over here. It was there. It's not there now. Lexus or M5 BMW? Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. Okay. Go back to my screen. All right, we found it. Let's go. Sorry, guys, but here it is. Let's go.
This is the new GSF, Lexus's answer to the big fast saloon question.
Oh, just trying to get the hang of this,
it costs
guys.
over £70,000.
BMW
is very
video.
blue.
But before you assess any very fast, large saloon car, you have to roll out the M5, because let's face it, the M5 is the daddy. The whole class is named after the M5. It's called the M5 class. So first of all, let's go for a stroll in the 30th anniversary M5 and find out just what the best, fast German saloon car is all about. Well, it has such a colossal numbers advantage. You wonder why the GSF even bothers to turn up at the race. We've got nearly 600 horsepower here. I mean, that's, a hot hatchback more than the Lexus has. We've got adaptive damping, we've got triple steering weight, we've got a totally configurable car, we've got a larger body with more space, we've got more grip from wider tyres, and we've just got more of anything. This is a numbers fest. It is the ultimate expression of rear-wheel drive German very large saloon car, and it is, in the most part, very, very good. However, I'm now going to drive to the bottom of a really good Welsh road and then drive back up it.
So what do you guys think? BMW or the M5? The BMW M5, or the Lexus F Sport? Which one would you choose? You could write it in the comments. I would like to know which one would you choose. Now, I like BMWs, but I just think they cost a lot of money and they're expensive to maintain. So is Lexus, but they're not as expensive as the BMWs, especially the M5s. Let's go.
Tell you what it's like to drive fast, because in some ways it's surprisingly good, but in others I'm finding it a bit of a pain in the ass today.
If a standard F10M M5 is already a very punchy set of numbers, this 30th anniversary special takes things a step further. That means 600 horsepower from a 4.4 litre twin-turbo V8 and 516 foot-pounds of torque. It's 50 kilograms shy of 2 tons, and with the optional driver's package will do.
Now, would you want to own one of these M5s, knowing they're very fast, but they're so expensive to maintain? Or the Lexus? Let's go.
190 miles an hour, and that's still limited. You get some forged 20-inch rims, matte paint and ceramic discs, taking the price to to over £90,000. Ouch!
$90,000 for that M5. When he's saying 90,000 pounds, still not, I guess American money is $90,000. So let's go.
Now for my configuration, I've gone longest throttle, comfort dampers, and the lightest steering. I might just go the steering one more, so that's the middle steering. But there's a theme here. I slacken everything off in this car and make it as soft as possible. It has effectively the competition pack suspension on it, and it's still on a Welsh A road way too stiff for me. That's the problem. That's why it's being a bit of pain in my backside, because it's got so much power and torque, there you go, airborne at 60 miles an hour, that it just can't get it onto the road. So the point I'm making here is, yes, it's great the M5's got 600 horsepower. It's an absurd number. And when it does get all of it onto the road, the feeling of acceleration is outrageous. But the number of times it can actually do it without something a little bit scary happening and or the traction control light flashing are so limited that the Lexus's power output seems to be more sensible. In fact, what I'm getting at here is that the Lexus's power and torque figures really do work much more sensibly with the available grip from its rear axle. The M5's just got too much power and torque for what it can put down on a day like today on a road like this. You could argue, well, live somewhere hotter and find a wider road that's better surface. Yes, but you can't always have that, can you? The other thing is, the stiff suspension slightly ruins the steering for me as well. The steering's a bit overlight and not really with me, and I get a lot of chatter and kickback through the rack because everything's so stiff. But the gearbox is magnificent. The engine itself is magnificent. Twin turbocharged, and it revs as high as the Lexus's normally aspirated motor. And once
it's magnificent, but it's $90,000, $95,000, which is crazy. Unless you can afford it, it's not crazy. If you can afford it. Let's go.
Once it is hooked up, it is so damn fast in a straight line. I think it's 911 turbo fast. What a magnificent thing. And of course, I love the way it looks on the outside. I love the cabin, driving position's excellent. It is the all-round package. But I had expected the chassis to be a little bit better and for the wheels to not look like they were bought from rip speed. Otherwise, the M5 is a superlative motor vehicle.
I'm quite sure it is for $95,000. But so is the Lexus. Let's go. My Lexus brand new. I wish I had the paper. My Lexus brand new was $70,000. 2014 F Sport. $70,000 new. And it's not a BMW.
I can't think of many cars that would suffer more on a limited test drive, like a 1 hour out the showroom and back test drive, than the Lexus GSF, because it just takes so long to reveal its quite considerable personality.
Under that Predator-esque mug lies a 5-litre 470 horsepower atmospheric V8 with just 391 foot-pounds of torque. It weighs less than the M5 at 1,865 kilograms, and this model's suspension is way simpler too. No fancy adjustable dampers, just a fixed Sachs shocker.
This car is totally unconventional. It's quite unlike the conventional sports saloon out of Germany. The controls are all different. The way it drives is different. What it offers is different. And when you first get in it...
And it's not $90,000. And it rides just as good as that BMW does.
You think, yes, this is completely rubbish. But you have to persevere. If you give up at that point, you will just walk away and say to yourself, yep, it's not very fast, it's not as good looking, and it's not as impressive as any of the German cars in this class. But if you stay with it, I think there's a bit of a treat in store, because I've spent some time in this car, and I'm really enjoying it. Let's start with the driving position. It is absolutely spot on and has one of the best seats of any car I've driven in the last 5 years. It's supportive and super comfortable, and I feel right in the centre of the vehicle. It's a strange thing to describe, but the driving position of a car is something that's so often overlooked, and Lexus has absolutely nailed it with this one. Then there's the engine. Okay, it doesn't have any of the big bombastic, hey, look at the size of my willy numbers that the German cars have, but it's normally aspirated. How many normally aspirated engines are there left in fast cars? Audi R8, Lamborghini Huracan, same car, this one, and not many others. That's something to be celebrated. And this one, it absolutely screams. It feels like it's revving to about 9, it isn't, it's going to about 7.5. But it's a complete event, and it reminds you why we all love normally aspirated engines. I just think it's a complete...
Now, this car is just as good as that Lexus, as that BMW, and it's fast, and it's not $90,000, like I said. And like he's telling you, when you spend time with it, you understand that this car is just as good as having a BMW or Lamborghini. Or I spent time with mine, and it's not new, a newer car, but it rides great. It takes me where I need to go. It's fast, and it does everything that a BMW can do. Let's go.
An utter tonic.
Everything about the Lexus is less headlinier, and those weird Lexus exhaust tips still make my teeth raunch. Brakes are steel and 380mm up front. The 19-inch rims and tyres are also smaller than the BMWs. The gearbox is a torque converter auto, not a DCT.
I'm going to configure my Lexus, but I've only got one thing here, so I can go to normal or economy, sport and sport plus. I don't like sport plus, I'm going to go to sport, and I can have a manual option on the gearbox. But unlike the BMW, this gearbox is an automatic with a manual function, whereas that one is a dual clutch. So, first off, no great torque, but oh yes, that is a spectacular engine. And I've got no adaptive damp.
Sports Plus or Sports Mode. You don't even need to put it in Sports Plus. Sports Mode. Very fast in Sports Mode. You can change the gears. It moves quick. And it does just as well as a BMW. So why spend that much money on a BMW when you can drive the same exact car? A Lexus, not the same as a BMW, and does the same job. Like I said, I don't want to keep interrupting the video, but I enjoy my Lexus. It's fast. I would never own a BMW unless it's brand new. I would never buy used. I would never go to a dealer and get somebody that got a lot, a lease. I enjoy driving my Lexus, and that's why I haven't gotten rid of it yet. I'm still keeping it. I'm going to fix it. It needs a little work, It still runs good. I just got to get the trunk painted and do a couple of things to it. Maybe change the rims. But I'm going to keep my car. Let's go.
And I've got no choice of damping at all. I've just got one setting. And over this road, it's better than the BMW. Whatever you say. I know you can take that competition pack off the BMW, but right now, I'd rather be in the Lexus in terms of its ride and handling.
He just said it's better than a BMW, and he'd rather be in that Lexus than that BMW. Let's go.
Compromise. Quite important in the car, that. Steering. I prefer the steering rack in this car. It's got none of the kickback and none of the fidget, and I feel more confident when I turn the car. That turn moment, I can judge better in this car. And the whole body just feels a bit smaller, so I can place it better. The visibility is better out of the car. I'm sounding a bit, consumer journalist, but just bear with me. We're not going sideways to it. I get told off for that the whole time. Now, this engine is a joy. It's got a proper step as well. At about 3.5, where's the step? Yeah, about 3.6, it comes on cam. The VTEC boys will love it. At about 3.6, the intake noise hardens, and then it just scoots all the way up to the limiter, and you pull the paddle and hit another gear. The gear change even in the fastest mode, is not fast enough. Isn't a patch on the BMWs, and on downshifts is a bit slow, and sometimes the rev match is not great. So the gearbox is weak, it has to be said. But if you enjoy driving fast saloon cars and you owned an E39 M5, I think you might prefer this over the new M5. And as for the way the power and torque work with the grip available, on a wet British road, it's just a more enjoyable thing to drive because you don't have to constantly worry about the traction. I drive it with the traction control off. It's wonderful. It's got loads of grip from those sticky Michelins. It doesn't like this cold weather quite so much. The brake pedal is really good. I've not had any fade yet from the brakes. Everything about it and the way it goes down a road is so much better than the RCF thing they launched a couple of years ago. This is an infinitely better vehicle than that. And it's got a really special personality that I said grows on you. And I'm enjoying that more and more. However, we then get to the thorny issue of the cabin. I want to talk you through this cabin because I think it might be the craziest car cabin on sale at the moment. Genuinely, I had to stop and do it stationary because if I try and do it moving along, there's a chance I'll crash. I need to start the engine for this so that you can see the full madness of this cabin. It really is like the inside of someone's head. First of all, the steering wheel, which has a load of buttons. I don't know what they do. This one here is the volume for the radio. There's a mode button in the middle, and then there's a whole load of stuff going on the dashboard. There's an up and down here for a menu.
This one is a little bit newer than mine, but still, it has everything. And I think this is shot in London or England or Canada, because the driving is on the other side. It's on the passenger side. So, but he's just explaining to you. It has a lot of buttons. Mine does too. I don't even use all of them. Let's go.
But there's also a square one here that's got up, down, side to side for menu, and another one in the middle that's, I don't know what that's for. There's a back button, another menu button here. That's your radar cruise, and that's your lane departure warning. That's your Voicetronic to give voice commands. And there's a phone on and off there. I can't fathom them because there's two sets of menus going on here. This is all electronic inside here. I'll have a look at a close-up now. It's beautiful. It's quite LFA-esque in the way they've put it together, which is really cool. I love some of the detail and design. I love the way the sort of a tungsten look to the surrounds of the dials, and the small speedometer is quite aero. It's really cool. Indicators are on the right side, given this is a Japanese car. And the windscreen wipers work completely counterintuitively the wrong way around. The paddles feel like they're from a cheap gaming steering wheel. So this is actually, in GSF terms, quite conventional, if a little baffling. However, let's get down here to the full madness. On this hump here, there's a sort of rectangular, an oblong thing that moves you around your menu system here. And I have no idea quite how it works. There's an up-down button there.
That button is crazy. You got to get used to it. I have one in my car. It takes time getting used to. It's like a pad, control pad, like a mouse. And if you have a computer, it really not that long to take getting used to. Let's go.
That I still don't understand what that does. There's a main menu which will get you through to your, everything from climate to your media input or your CD player, which is, by the way, this hole in the dashboard here. You can access your heater controls from there, but they're all repeated here. They do this lovely roll up and down thing as well when you go up and down. It's very pretty. Ergonomically, it's a total disaster because you're controlling stuff here, and then you've got stuff to do on the steering wheel here, and everything overlaps. It's totally counterintuitive, and best of all, the navigation won't recognise postcodes. It is a total disaster. However, it looks fantastic and it feels brilliant. And
it's not a disaster. It's just something getting used to. He's saying it's a total disaster. It's not. It's just something getting used to. Let's go.
I just think it's wonderfully, wonderfully crazy. The gear lever, for example, the detents to make it move are the wrong way compared to any other gear lever. So you find yourself constantly fighting against the resistance point. 3-point turns take about 10 minutes because you're wrestling with this lever. It's got quite a nice storage space. You can, hide stuff. At every point, someone's gone, I know what, let's just stick it there because it might look cool. I quite like the single-mindedness of just doing it the way they want to do it. And then there's the cabin materials.
Count the number of different materials in this place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can count 10 different materials here. In the BMW, I think there are 3. It's an absolute mess, but rather a wonderful mess. It's even got exposed fake Allen bolt heads here that go into the...
Yeah, but when you want to have more things to enjoy in the car, you're saying it has 10 things, but the BMW only has 3. Let's go.
Alcantara that hold that on the dashboard. It's insane, but you just know it'll last because these things always do. Yes, it's a mad cabin for a completely mad car.
The weather definitely helped show the GSF's strength a little more clearly, but the fact is, in normal road driving, you just cannot deploy the M5's crazy numbers. It's just too much and the suspension is too firm. The M5 is also objectively the better car here, not least because its fuel tank is big enough to cater for normal journeys, unlike the GSF's. But the fact is, the Lexus is actually more enjoyable to drive most of the time.
And you just heard him. The Lexus is more enjoyable to drive. Not because I have one, but he's telling you that because, and it's not $95,000. Let's go.
Never expected to say that.
Hope you guys enjoying the video. I don't know which car you would buy. I loved the BMWs when I was growing up as a kid, or a young adult in my 20s, and I always wanted one. But when I found out how much it cost to have one and maintain it, I wanted a luxury car. I did my research on the Lexus, and the Lexus is one of the best cars I ever drove as a luxury car. I never drove a BMW, and I stayed away from them because I just felt that they were too expensive. Let's go. All right, I'm going to end the video, and hope you guys enjoyed it. So what would you pick, the M5 or the Lexus?